Please listen and pray for Robert Peterman as he finds himself in dire need of your prayers. Robert Peterman's home address is 316 to 7252 Kerr Street, Vancouver, BC V5S3V2. Thank you. God bless you.
Upon my arrival at the Salvation Army Southview Heights, I was informed that this location is considered one of the most difficult places to reside. Initially, like everyone else, I believed it to be the ideal place for receiving proper care, as I was placed here with the expectation of my final days. I was in a critical condition. However, it didn't take long for me to realize that the Salvation Army Southview Heights is merely an assisted living facility with absolutely no provision for care. There are two sides to this Salvation Army building, one side where guests do not wear masks, and my side where all guests are required to wear masks, despite sharing the same dining room and chapel. Through careful observation, I have noticed that the overall situation experiences a greatly improvement when tenants take the necessary precautions to secure their doors and minimize their involvement in activities outside the confines of their rooms. When Adam and Eve were banished from the Garden of Eden, they found themselves unexpectedly in the Salvation Army. It has become evident to me why the residents diligently engage in daily prayers, twice a day, for the staff. Before my arrival at the Salvation Army Southview Heights, the organization subjected me to a thorough assessment process. The organization meticulously scrutinized every aspect of my background, aiming to gather comprehensive information about my personal history, as well as all taxes and banking details. The Salvation Army, on 4 separate occasions, has advised me against socializing with staff members. This directive came from my worker, as well as the person who is the head of this building. Before Christmas, they put out a memo to all residents: do not socialize with staff. Allow me to share an interesting anecdote. Every year, a Christmas box is prepared for the staff. This year, the box contained an impressive sum of over $4,800. This money comes from the tenants. While this is certainly commendable, the tenants express their lack of trust in the management ability to count the money accurately. Consequently, 2 tenants were required to be present during the counting process. Before I arrived at the Salvation Army, I was enrolled in the Shelter Aid for Elderly Renters, SAFER, program, which provided me with monthly benefits exceeding $300 for rent. This program was a lifeline for me, ensuring that I could afford a safe and comfortable place to live as an elderly individual on a fixed income. However, to my disappointment, this valuable benefit was discontinued. Because I moved into the Salvation Army, the reason behind this decision is that the funds previously allocated from SAFER to the tenants have been redirected to support the expenses incurred by the Salvation Army during everyone's stay here. The SAFER statement suggests that the Salvation Army is collecting funds in the names of tenants who are unaware of SAFER, which stands for Shelter Aid for Elderly Renters. This program provides financial assistance to eligible elderly tenants on fixed incomes to help cover the costs of their monthly rent. However, the fact that none of the tenants are aware of SAFER raises concerns about transparency and communication. The reason I was enrolled in the Shelter Aid for Elderly Renters, SAFER, program is that I am only making $1,614.78 per month. I moved into the Salvation Army on March 1, 2021. 70% of $1,614.78 is $1,130.35 plus cable, $30, telephone, $26.20, and hydro, $18. The total rent on March 1, 2021, was $1,215.58. This is what I was paying in December 2023, $1,218.06. The Salvation Army says you must file your income taxes with the CRA every year to be eligible for a publicly subsidized income-tested client rate. As a diligent and meticulous individual, I have consistently filed my taxes with utmost accuracy year after year, maintaining an exemplary record of 100% compliance. On October 10, 2023, the Salvation Army said I made $26,290. So on October 10, 2023, the Salvation Army said my assisted living rate January 1st would be $1,533.58 plus cable, $30. Telephone, $26.20. Hydro, $18. I was told the Salvation Army would not do anything about it, they would not help. So I phoned the CRA, Tax Services, and they said, sorry, we overcharged you. You did not make $26,290. You only collected $1,614.78 per month. That does not add up to $26,290. So we will fix it. Then on October 14, 2023, the Salvation Army sent me a letter. The Salvation Army said my assisted living rate on January 1st would be $1,143.86 plus cable, $30. Telephone, $26.20. Hydro, $18. Then on December 27th, the Salvation Army said my assisted living rate January 1st would be $1,275.28 plus cable, $30. Telephone, $26.20. Hydro, $18. I've been told that the Salvation Army does not care what my bank said, they have their own way to do things. There was not enough money in the bank, so my rent check bounced. On January 9, 2024, the Salvation Army gave me a letter. My rent now is $1,275.28 plus $74.20. Total rent $1,349.48. On January 10, 2024, I went to my bank and got a money order for $1,218.06. I did not give the Salvation Army the $1,349.48. I have not received a receipt from the Salvation Army for the money order I provided them. I suspect it may result in an eviction notice. Consequently, I believe I will need to purchase a tent. It is unfortunate that this situation arises, and I can only hope for the arrival of summer.